supposed to do. It says we are live. Let me confirm on YouTube. Let me confirm that. Boy, it's always a little slow. Let me go. You see it yet, brother John? Anybody else see it yet?
Say live and
Yeah,
live
I
and
see it. I see it now. All right, we live. Hold on, let me look out the window again. My wife ain't here yet. Let me see. That was 11:37. All right, we back. And a one, and a two, and a three. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Welcome to Rap Ministries. That's Reaching All People Ministries, and I'm Brother Ronnie. And let them know who you are, good brother.
Brother Joshua.
Brother Josh. Brother Josh, thank you for coming on in today, Brother Josh. He on the road. Y'all can see he's on the road again. He's on the road again. But he's still, that's faithfulness for you, ain't it? Where you at, brother?
Cali.
He gone back to Cali. In Cali. In the sunshine. Is that the Sunshine State? Oh, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Sometimes it ain't. Oh, it's the city of what they call angels, though, didn't they? Yeah. Oh, that's lost. Oh, I don't know. Oh. Yeah, Auntie said, just be quiet. You making a bigger dummy out of yourself. I think I will do what the elderess say. Said, be quiet. But thank everybody for coming on in today. We got a good teaching for you today. Don't know anybody that has passed like this week, but I would like to say, my wife is late today because she went to the funeral of the mother of one of her friends. And so, Laretha, who has been to our assembly before, I think she came 2 times before, but my wife she said she on the way, and that was at 11:37. So hopefully she'll be walking through the door real soon. Ted Turner from TNT, Turner Broadcast Network. He passed. What was he, 80 something? So 87, but he passed and he's gone on into eternity. But condolences to both of their families, especially Sister Laretha. I know her personally. She's a nice, if your wife got wicked friends, you don't let them hang with wicked friends. But her friend, she not wicked, So she went to the funeral. She should be on the way real soon. I want everybody to say a prayer for a friend of my cousin. His friend's son was what happened again?
He was shot several times.
He survived. Heard he got shot 3 times, and then the gun jammed when somebody tried to finish him off. So that was the Most High preserving his life. But just if you can, say a prayer for him. I know I'm gonna be praying for him that he makes a total recovery. These young men out here just shooting and killing each other, aren't they? Say, man, y'all got to stop all that, man. Stop all that. Put them guns down, and only use it for self-preservation. Don't be using it to go and steal somebody else's life. You know what I'm saying? So prayers up for him. But on that note, we're gonna go ahead and just say hello to our online family. First off, to Elder Henry, double honor to the elders. Thank you for coming on in today, Elder. I got what you sent. I got it. Got it when I got off work yesterday. Thank you, Elder. Thank you. I sure appreciate it. Brother Guy, Brother Isaac, I know you are with Elder Henry, and I'm thinking I'm gonna be coming to Ohio on July the 10th, and we gonna on the 11th we gonna be. Me and Josh, we planning out the trip, and we'll be on the Shabbat, the 11th of July at the Shabbat with the Ohio crew. So praise the Most High, we hitting the road. We gonna be on the road again. Gonna be. Hey, we coming. I hope to make it out to a lot of people. If y'all will have us in your town. If you don't want us to come to your town, say, no, Brother Ronnie, don't come to our town. We just see you online. We'll see you. Yo, we like seeing you from the shoulders up. We don't want to see you from the shoulders down. It's okay. I'll just pick the next city. Pick the next city. We got to get on the road, you know. But thank y'all for coming on in, Ohio crew. Kelvin Ben Yahuwah, thank you for coming on in, good brother. I saw what you did this morning. Appreciate you, good brother. Hallelujah. Thank you for all you do for this ministry. Yes, thanks to the Most High. But yes, bringing us another Shabbat, another one. Yeah, double honor to the elders. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Josh and Sterling, keep reading, good brothers. But thank y'all for coming on in today, Kelvin Ben Yahuwah. Mama J. Pope, thank you for coming on in, Mother Pope. Always a blessing, always a pleasure to see you every Shabbat. It's a wonderful thing. Sterling Silva, thank you for coming on in. Hi, Silva. You and Sister Sophia and the little Annalea on the way. We thank you for coming on in with us today. And I forgot to say, Sister Jazz and Baby Malachi. Y'all know, that it charges to my head, not my heart. But let's see who else we got in here. Key to life is Torah. Thank you for coming on in, North Carolina crew. You and your whole family, baby Tobias especially. Thank you for coming on in today. You're a miracle baby. Let's see, Auntie, I see you on the first row. Thank you for your faithfulness, Auntie. I appreciate that. Servant of Yahuwah, son of Kelvin Ben Yahuwah. Thank you for coming on in. Good brother. Always a pleasure. Let's see. Welcome, Brother Josh. That's from Mama J. Pope. Your niece, Tashua Yamirez. Thank you for coming on in. Today. You and your crew. Baby Charlotte, Warrior Caleb, and Baby Claire. Thank you for coming on in. We coming to Ohio. We coming. And when I get there, I'm going to say Ohio. But Young T, the realist, the bodyguard, thank you for coming on in, good brother. Thank you for coming on in. Appreciate you. Pharaoh Jackson, thank you for coming on in today. Shalom to you. Let's see. Brother Ken, keep them commandments and you'll be what? In. Thank you for coming on in, good brother. As always a blessing and a pleasure to see all of the saints of the Most High. Brother Isaac, yeah, 2 demerits. I need to see you in my office after service for being late. Nah, I'm just messing with you. Brother Isaac, Ishak Yadin, thank you for coming on in, good brother. Thank you for coming on in. Yeah. He said, come on through. She gonna leave the light on for us. All right, we coming now. We coming with some empty stomachs too.
Mm-hmm.
We coming with some empty stomachs that need to be filled up. But thank everybody for coming on in today. Got a wonderful lesson for you. By the way, on that note, Brother Josh, you got anything you want to say to the people on the front end? And also feel free during the lesson, man. This ain't all. Hey, Brother Runny, I want to expound on that. Go ahead. It better be right, but yeah, go ahead. Because if you come in here talking about the Most High said that all the women need to submit to my authority. What? Y'all know what y'all gonna see? This. If he say that, that's what's gonna happen to that. But yeah. Oh, one real thing, motivations. Oh, that's Brother Yehuda and Sister Pam. I am. Thank you for coming on in today. But you got anything you want to say to the people, Brother Josh?
Don't let the world or family or friends define or make you feel like you're not successful. Regardless of your financial situation or net worth. Each day you're abiding in the Most High love by doing what he say, you have achieved the highest success.
Amen. And a lot of times what your family try to do is when they see you prospering, they try to tear you down, don't they? That's why Yeshua said your enemies will be what? They are your own household. You would think like, man, why would they do that's such a that's how it is. That's how you know the Bible real. Because don't that be happening? Folks be tearing you down left and right. What did I do? What's going on? Make sure it popped up on there. That's powerful, man. Your own family will bust you up. You hear me? They will bust you up. Let me look out the window one more time. She here now. Yeah, you know, you gotta be checking out. Cause I'd be going over. I say church over with, let's go while I go see what's going on. You know? But we gonna go ahead and pray and get on into it. I don't play them kind of games. Wait a minute. Share your location. But I didn't see Sister Bernie Yadeen. She'll be on though. She'll be on when Sister Bernie Yadeen ain't here. Something going on. When Mama CA ain't here, something going on. You know. So, but I appreciate everybody for tuning on in. There she go. We wait for you to say that. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah, she made it here safe and sound. I had to check the window about 2 or 3 times. You know the window, not the window, the window. He said he wish he knew early because I was gonna end service. Unc said, "Oh, he told her. Unc would have shot her tires out." But let's go ahead and pray and get on into the Most High's word. Abba, Heavenly Father, we just thank you for today, your holy Sabbath day, the day you hung in creation millennia ago for man. Father, we just thank you for all your people that came here to hear your word, and we thank you that you would bless them. We thank you that you would edify them, and we thank you that you would change them for the better in their lives. Father, we just thank you that your people will not just be hearers of your word, but they'll be doers of your word, because hearers get faith and doers get results. Father, we just thank you right now that your spirit will flow through me and Brother Josh and cause us to say the things that we need to say that will administer your life, your abundant kind of life to the people. Father, we cast out argument, we cast out strife, we bind the devil. We thank you that he is doomed, damned, and defeated. Father, we just thank you that there will be peace and there will be unity. We thank you right now that you alone will get all praise, all honor, all glory. Do your mighty, precious, magnificent name. And we seal this precious prayer in the powerful name of your son, Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. Yahushua the Messiah. Yes, yes, yes. Some call him Jesus, the Messiah. But what we talking about today? See, because you got people that's come, they ain't never heard of no Yahushua. Had they? I ain't heard of no Yeshua. I ain't heard of no Yahweh, but they heard of Jesus. Jesus the Rabbi, or Yahushua the Rabbi. You know the Rabbi? And I decided to do this class today because we are supposed to be learning about the Messiah. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be learning about the Messiah. But as I look around, and because preachers, we are watchmen. We supposed to be watching everything, watching this, watching that, because we have sheep that are under us, and we got to be wary of what they're consuming, what's going on, what problems they're facing. You got to have your eye on everything, watching everything. I have to stay up on the hibbity hop so I can get these children. You know what I'm saying? Hey, whoa, that ain't right. That ain't you. Hey, you're going the wrong way. You got to know what's out there, don't you? That's why they call you a what? A watchman. You got to watch everything. Well, what kind of watchman don't watch? A what? He said a poor one, a poor watchman. Yeah, he's a very poor watchman, isn't it? If he's not paying attention, he sleep at the wheel. What you know what they used to do to people that fell asleep on their watch and they got attacked by the enemy? Oh, he off with his head, he gone. But as I look around and I see, and the so-called body of Christ, like Christianity and all these different denominations, and I said, man, they don't look nothing like the Messiah, do they? They don't do what he do. They don't go to church when he went to church. They don't celebrate the holy days that he celebrate. They don't do nothing. They don't have any of his customs. His heritage has been completely snatched away. Do y'all know when Yeshua come back, he ain't coming back wearing the new Jordans and all that stuff? Josh, you think he gonna be wearing the new Jordans? No, he don't look, and so we don't understand what heritage in the Bible. I did a class called the Heritage of the Bible, but heritage is a lot of things. The land of Jerusalem, The Most High is our inheritance. Our children are our heritage. Our heritage will be lost if we disobedient. The wicked's heritage will be ours. The heritage is the commandments of the Most High. Do you know that that's not our heritage? Ain't none of that our heritage at all. That's somebody else's heritage. Yeah. Trying to tell you. But what is heritage in the Bible? Josh, go ahead and get us kicked off at Jeremiah 50:11. Go ahead.
Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer as grass, and bellow as bulls.
All right, stop right there. But Jeremiah 50:11 is talking about Babylon. It said, you glad, you rejoice, you destroyers of mine heritage. Go to Joel 3:2. Go ahead. We are in some of the last days, ain't we? It's crazy out there, ain't it? Y'all read it y'all see what they done did right here in Tennessee, don't you? Boy, and just about gonna be wiped out a lot of certain seats in certain places. They trying to say we gonna be going. they got another thing coming. If that thing, Brother Ronnie, gonna be picking any kind of cotton. They say the South shall rise again. That's what they say. But see, the Most High is going to hear his people's prayers. He's going to hear their groanings. They go, hey, help us. You see what they doing? He going to say, help us. And that's when the plagues are going to start. Don't y'all know that? The plagues are going to start, and he going to protect his people, though. So I ain't really worrying about too much about what they doing, you know. But it says, go and read Joel 3:2. Go ahead and read.
I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel.
All right, stop. His heritage, Israel. Stop right there. Now we look at that word and we see the word plead. We think he's gonna be, please let him go. Oh, please. No, that word is shaphat. It means to judge. That is pronounce sentence. By implication, to vindicate. Man, talking about, please let my please. No, he ain't pleading. That's why them plagues is gonna be judgment and what? Punishment. That's why I used to say punishment when I was learning to read. No, that's punishment. You know, in third grade, Miss Todd used to have us reading. You know, I don't think they do that today, where you go down the row, everybody reading a sentence or a paragraph. Yeah, they should. They don't teach them how to write in cursive. My goodness. But he said he will plead for his people and for what?
Mine heritage, Yasharel.
His heritage. Finish it out.
Whom they have scattered among the nations, and parted my land.
Imparted his land, but heritage is property that is or may be inherited, an inheritance. We ain't got no property, do we? You know, and don't think that I'm making this racial, because it's not racial. I'm just talking. Who did Yeshua come to first? His people, didn't he? So naturally, me being of Negroid complexion, I'm gonna speak on what I know about. But we ain't got jack but ghettos, don't we? We don't own nothing. We don't even have 0.5% of the wealth. So you say, well, we got LeBron James. Man, that ain't even, you know, LeBron James and Oprah and Shaq and Denzel and all them. You know, that's what we look up to. We look up to the wrong things, don't we? We look up to these comedians and clowns. That ain't even 0.5% of all of the wealth in this country. We don't got nothing. We all a paycheck away, ain't we? You know, some of us have saved our money where we'll be all right for a year, but then we be like, what we gonna do? You know, but it says inheritance, birthright, patrimony, legacy, a bequest, estate, bequeathal, devise, hereditament, It says a special or individual possession or an allotted portion. Coming back, and he gonna be giving out portions, possessions. What can heritage also mean? Heritage refers to the traditions, culture, traditions, and what? Culture. See, we didn't took on somebody else's culture. The people that are supposed to be the Most High's people, and I'm talking about these Sunday Christians that's in other denominations, they don't have the culture and the tradition that the Bible speaks of. Achievements, physical artifacts passed down. We supposed to be passing what's in this Bible down from generation to generation to generation, shouldn't we? That remain is supposed to remain important in the present. It encompasses both tangible items such as historic sites and monuments, and intangible elements like cultural practices, languages, and family traditions. We're going to show you today that Yeshua, people don't realize, he did rabbinic law. What? Yeshua? Yeah. He even did the traditions of the elders too. He did, yes. And he kept the laws of the Most High, the commandments given through Moses. He kept them all. We're gonna show you Yeshua the Rabbi today. But see, y'all got Yeshua coming back as Joel Osteen. Well, me and my wife, what's his wife's name? What was her name? Huh? Yeah, I don't remember her name. Was it Gloria or something? I don't know. I'm just give her a name today. Me and my wife Gloria. You know, we're just so happy that you come here with us today. What you say? No, our church, we can't let the people in because it's flooding out there. We can't do that. But yeah, send your tithes in, though. Man, get out of here, brother. But anyway, Victoria, that's her name. Me and my wife, Victoria. Yes, me and my wife Victoria, we just so proud that y'all come here today to worship with us today. And I want to start today's message off with a joke. Nothing wrong with jokes, but teach him the word too, brother. Got him on. He was on. I think that what show was that? I think what's the guy that wear the suspenders? No, Larry. It wasn't Larry King. It was another guy, Pierce Morgan, I think. And he asked him, "What do you think about the LGBT community?" Well, we don't like to judge that type of thing. You don't? we don't like to judge that type of thing. We just want to encourage everybody to be the best they can be. Okay. But anyway, family/personal heritage, the unique identity, you see this, guys. Let's go to another place. Something that is handed down from the past. We ain't gotten today in Christianity, churchianity, we don't see stuff passed down from the past, do we? Trying to tell you, man. Let's go to Britannica Dictionary. It said the traditions, achievements, beliefs that are a part of a history of a group of people or a nation. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Allergies, hold on. I got to. Let me get the boogers out of my nose real quick. Man, just got the sneezes. Woo. That's what I wanted out, but it's gonna get out. Boogers and all. But the traditions, the achievements, the beliefs that are a part of the history of a group or nation. When you see heritage, a lot of the times in the Bible, you're going to see the Hebrew word nakalah. It says, in its usual sense, properly, something inherited. That is, abstractly, occupancy or concrete, an heirloom. Generally, an estate, patrimony, or portion. Heritage, to inherit, inheritance, possession. But what is patrimony? See, we see patrimony in there. What word do you kind of see in there that you would like patriarchs? We got patriarchs like Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, David, Solomon, Yeshua. It says patrimony is property, estate, or inherited from one's father or ancestors. We don't see, we call him Father Abraham. We don't see none of his stuff going on today, do we? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, David. When they come back in the kingdom, and if they came back and Yeshua just kept on with this junk that's going on, they'll be, hey, what's going on? Yeah, them two prophets gonna go get what the heck going on around here? What is that gold statue of Donald Trump doing here? trying to tell you. It refers to assets passed down through generations, or in a broader sense, cultural and historical treasures, such as by land or art inherited from the past. The term can also represent an endowment belonging to an institution like a church. The church in the wilderness was who? Israel, wasn't it? That stuff still need to be good. You see religious body, you see all of that. But anyway, what did the writer of Psalms, what did he say was his heritage? Go ahead and read that, Brother Josh.
Thy testimonies have I taken as an heritage forever, for they are the rejoicing of my heart.
They are the what?
Rejoicing of my heart.
They are the testimonies. They are his heritage for how long?
Forever.
For a little while.
Forever.
Let's go to the Septuagint. And I didn't put this Sirach though, but this is Sirach 17. We're going to read verses 1 to 12. Go ahead and read.
Yahuwah created man of the earth and turned him into it again. He gave them few days and a short time, and power also over the things therein. He endued them with strength by themselves, and made them according to his image. And he put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over the beasts and fowls.
Gave him dominion over the beast and the fowls. Animals they have when they see you, some of them do run, but some of them don't, do they? You talking about some, you fall in the lion's den. Boom, 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 boom. I got dominion over you. That lion gonna say, I don't see no angels with you. You know what? Who closed the lion's mouth when Daniel was in there? An angel of the Most High closed his mouth up. Daniel didn't close his mouth up. Close your mouth up now. He gonna say, I'm hungry. Ah! Look, you're gonna become you're gonna fall out right there. Oh my goodness. They ain't gonna be no cowardly lions, are they? Here, Daniel done prayed and fasted and keeping the Most High's dietary law and keeping the commandments. That's why the lion's mouth was shut for him. You just ate a bacon sandwich 15 minutes ago, but they gonna let you go. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. But go ahead, keep on. They ain't scared of us. Are they? They ain't scared of us. You know how I know? Because I remember I was 17 years old walking home from baseball practice, and then walk across this big old field, and I see some dogs across the way. I said, let me try to beat them across before they can see me. Boy, it was about 3 of them. Then they looked up and they seen Black Brother running. And I said, oh no. Thought I could outrun them. They caught up with me. And I said, I got dominion over you. I said, get back. I got dominion over you. I had a little black backpack. I swung, get out of here. I got dominion over you. And then then they kind of went off and then they came back. I said, didn't you hear what I had said? I had to bust one of them with the backpack for him to run off. For all of them to run off. Shoot. Could have been mauled to death, couldn't I? But I wouldn't have went quietly. I would have tore one of their mouth open, would have tore the balls off one of them. I've been done all kind of stuff to them dogs. Yeah, I ain't gonna go quietly in the night. You hear me? Well, go ahead, keep on going. I ain't scared of y'all no more, are they? Go ahead.
They received the use of the 5 operations of the master. And in the 6th place, he imparted them understanding. And in the 7th, speech.
Mm-hmm.
An interpreter of the
Cogitations.
cogitations thereof,
Mm-hmm.
counsel and a tongue, and eyes, ears, and a heart gave he them to understand.
He gave us all our 5 senses so that we can understand things. Get it at verse 7.
Withal, he filled them with the knowledge of understanding, and showed them good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
He set his eyes upon their hearts, that he might show them the greatness of his works.
Mm-hmm.
He gave them to glory in marvelous acts forever,
Mm-hmm.
that they might declare his works with understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And the elect shall praise his holy name.
Mm-hmm.
Beside this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage.
Mm.
He made an everlasting covenant with them and showed them his judgments.
And showed him this. That's our heritage. His law is our heritage, but we done threw the heritage out. The wages of sin is death, but the thing would be, what is sin? Trying to tell you, but let's go. Stay still in the Septuagint. Let's go to 2 Maccabees 2:4, because you might just have some that still keep saying, "Well, that law, that ain't his heritage." Go ahead. That it says. Hold on, let's go back. It says the law of life. It said the law of life. Laws is keeping his laws is the way to life, right? But anyway, just in case they don't, let's go to 2 Maccabees 2:4. Go ahead.
It was also contained in the same writing that the prophet, being warned of Yah, commanded the tabernacle and the ark to go with him, as he went forth into the mountain where Moses climbed up and saw the heritage of Yah.
And saw the what?
Heritage of Yah.
What did Moses climb up to get? Josh?
Commandments.
The commandments. That's his heritage. You're supposed to pass that down from generation to generation to generation. But we talking about Yeshua the rabbi. But what the world is a rabbi? You know, I call him a rabbi. I got to prove he a rabbi. Go ahead. Well, I'll read it. It says rabbi, a noun, a Hebrew title of respect for a Hebrew scholar or teacher, a spiritual leader of a Hebrew congregation, qualified to expound and apply Hebrew law. But rabbi, it says a rabbi is an ordained Hebrew scholar, teacher. Now, the scribes and Pharisees and stuff, they were asking, what authority is he under? He was under the authority of who? The Most High. I'm under the authority of the Most High as well. You know, although I taught in the Sunday church, you know. But a rabbi is an ordained Hebrew scholar, teacher, and spiritual leader qualified to interpret and apply Hebrew law, halakha, which is like traditionary law too. Usually serving as a leader of a congregation, originating from the Hebrew, my master or my teacher. They provide guidance. They officiate life cycle events, like baptisms, weddings, funerals, that kind of thing. And they teach what, Josh?
Torah.
It says, beyond leading services, a rabbi serves as a mentor, a teacher, an arbitrator, and a pastoral counselor. Context: rabbis usually work within what? Synagogues. You're going to see that our master did. He work in synagogues. But may also lead non-congregational organizations. While historically male, many movements now ordain women. All right, but let's go to synonyms related to a rabbi. It said a teacher or master. Rabbi translates directly from the Hebrew as my teacher. It says a Rabbi, a Yiddish term for a spiritual master or mentor. Yiddish, and people over there that build the wall. They look like they about to bust out. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Don't they know what they look like? But you see it, guys. So we're going to go to the New Bible Dictionary. That's that's a dictionary from my house, but this is a good one. It says rabbi or rabboni. It says Hebrew rab meant great and came to be used for a person in a respected position. Rabbi means my great one. Was used as a reverential form of address. By the end of the second century BC, what does that mean, Brother Josh?
2nd century BC.
Yeah, what does that mean? What does
Before
BC
Christ?
mean? Yes, that's 200-300 years before him. The word Rab was used for a teacher and rabbi as respectful address, my teacher. So if they were calling Yeshua their teacher, they were calling him rabbi, they were calling him rabboni. I'm going to show you that a lot of stuff in the Bible comes from a lot of rabbinical stuff. We're going to show you today. Like he's just making up stuff all willy-nilly. He don't make nothing up. We're going to show you who started the rabbinical stuff. Ezra. So if Ezra, who the Bible called him a scribe, a priest of the Most High, everything that he got, guess where he got it from? The Most High. But later, the suffix lost its possessive significance, and the word rabbi came to be used as a title of authorized teacher of the law. In modern Judaism, it is used for those who are ordained to this work. By the New Testament times, the word had not come to be restricted to official usage. It was certainly a title of honor applied once to John the Baptist. We're gonna show you that, and 12 times to our master. Who your master? Now, we are a slave of the Most High or Yeshua, but we don't got to do nothing. Them the sorriest slaves in the world. What would happen if in chattel slavery, if we decided we ain't going to do what the master say? Whipped. Kunta Kinte. You know, LeVar Burton. You know, the dude. What's the dude from Star Trek? What was his name on Star Trek? What was his character's name, Monk? On Star Trek, his name was not LeVar Burton. You watch Star Trek, don't you? He said LeVar Burton. I ain't never heard them call him LeVar Burton. Beam me up, LeVar Burton. Yeah. I'd be just calling him, he was the blind dude on there. He couldn't see, could he? One time they took the little visor off and his eyes was white, weren't they? I was like, ooh, put that back on. But anyway, yeah. Thank you, Mama J. Pope. Holla cha. I always have a problem pronouncing that. But it says, John the Baptist and 12 disciples, he was our master. You got to do what he say. I don't know no masters that don't require their servants to do what they say. If so, he the sorriest master going. It's like, man, that's why they wrote the Willie Lynch letters. They had to tell this is how you control your slaves. I got that book in my house on the top shelf. Boy, it was some bad stuff they was doing to people. But it said, in contrast to the scribes, delight in being called a rabbi. The disciples are told not to be called. So trying to elevate yourself. Do I call myself rabbi? Even though I'm doing what rabbis do? What do I call myself? Brother Ronnie. Was at a funeral one time. It was like I was officiating the funeral. Pastor, do you mind if we filled up? Do you mind if they sit on the road? I said, man, let these people sit down. I ain't Brother Ronnie too, by the way. Matter of fact, I gave my seat up for somebody. Stop all that, man. I'm flesh and blood. I wish y'all would have a pastor's day for me. It's canceled. Brother Ronnie, Brother Ronnie, we having pastor day for you. I'm gonna say I ain't gonna be there. For you have one teacher, you see what Rabboni is. Skip down, it said Rabboni is a heightened form of rabbi used to address our master. So let's go to one more dictionary. Pictorial dictionary. I got this one in my house. I love these dictionaries. I always go to them. It says rabbi, see occupations and profession. But Rabboni, a variant of rabbi, the Hebrew word for master. The title used by Mary Magdalene to Yeshua upon the resurrection morning. See, rabbi. But we're going to go to professions. It's under rabbi. It says a title given by the Jews to teachers of their law. It was also applied to Christ by his disciples and others. The term rabbi literally means master. The use of the term cannot be verified before the time of Hamashiach. Well, let's go. Let's see who they say who started all this rabbinic stuff. Ezra is considered the spiritual forerunner of the Ezra. You know, in the Bible, is considered the spiritual forerunner of the rabbinic tradition rather than the founder of the literal title rabbi, which emerged centuries later. As a scribe in the 5th century BCE, that's before Yeshua, Ezra established key elements of rabbinic Judaism by spearheading Torah study, public reading, and creating the Great Assembly to standardize Jewish law and tradition. Key contributions of Ezra that led to rabbinic model include Torah focus. See, this all happened when they came out of a Babylonian captivity. They said, we ain't gonna never let this happen to us again. We got to stop this. So we're gonna put up more emphasis on study. You know, they made a whole bunch of other laws too to go with it. But you know, later people started just adding more and more traditions. There's nothing wrong with traditions. What ends up being wrong with traditions if you start to put them over what? The Most High's word, his commandments. Nothing wrong with hand washing, isn't it? Ain't nothing wrong with washing your hands before you eat. Matter of fact, to me, that's best practices. Especially today, got some other little, what's the new virus they talking about? What's it called? Got folks on the cruise ship. They say it come from a deer mice. And then they say it rarely spreads from person to person, but that ain't the case on that boat unless they got some deer mice on that boat. And that might be the next one. The hunter virus, it has what they call it. It has jumped. Where it can be person from person now. All right, we got some new vaccines we want to give you. Yes. Ezra equals rabbinic model. Yes. Yeah, hantavirus. I said, my goodness, can y'all on a cruise ship? Hey, but I ain't going on no cruise. You hear me? And it ain't nothing but pure filth on them ships, ain't it? Filth in everybody doo-dooing and pee-peeing and stuff being recycled in and out, you know. Ugh. Then they eat nasty shrimp, catfish, lobster. Everybody say, oh my gosh, the shrimp are delicious. They're so juicy. Seafood for days. They say it's something for you to do every day. Well, I'll never know. I was thinking about going on a cruise. I said, my wife probably want to go on a cruise, but I ain't trying to be on the middle of no ocean. Go like brother. I said, I ain't gonna die. I know one way I know I ain't gonna die in the ocean with sharks. You get on this cruise trip, you just might. But anyway, public Torah readings, he started the Great Assembly. Ezra established the foundation of the rabbinical system, often called the father of Judaism, to ensure spiritual and cultural survival of the Hebrew people after the Babylon exile. So what he did was, every place there were 10 men, they created a synagogue. People don't know that has great significance to some stuff that's in Zechariah. We gonna show you. But everywhere they had 10 Hebrew men, they established a synagogue. You know, where they would come together locally on the Shabbat to learn and do everything. That's what they did. But when we think of rabbis today, ain't that what we think of? We look at them kind of looking dudes, don't we? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? To me, they also look like they're gonna bust out and go yoli, 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 you know, yodeling. But we don't never think about that, do we? We don't never think about that. Why it can't be like that? Why it always gotta be like this? But I'm telling you, Yahushua, Jesus used the law of Moses, rabbinic traditions, and the traditions of the elders. Rabbis originated as scholars and legal experts emerging from the Pharisee movement during the Second Temple period, 1st century BCE to the first. You see it. But Yeshua, when he came back, he had a problem with a lot of them. We're going to show you today. But how do we know that he was a rabbi? How do we know? We got to go and see somebody calling him that. So we're going to go to John chapter 20, verses 8 through 11. Go ahead and get that. Well, no, it's more than that. Well, we're going to go 11, 12, 13, and 14. But go ahead. Go ahead and get that. Yeah, we are going to go to 18. Go ahead.
But Mary stood without at the sepulchre, weeping. And as she wept, she stooped down and looked into the sepulchre, and see if two angels in white sitting, the one at the head and the other at the feet, where the body of Yahusha had lain.
So well, we can,
and they say unto her,
hold on, Josh. We know that Yeshua ain't come back wearing Jordans. What are you gonna be dressed like? Them two dudes. Like who was that? Somebody said that Brother Kelvin Ben Yehuda, he's gonna be wearing white robes and he's gonna be bringing a sword, a big sword. You hear me? Conan's sword ain't got nothing on him. Do it on. But pick it up at verse 13. What did these angels say to her?
Woman, why weepest thou?
Why are you crying?
She saith unto them,
for? Hold on, Josh. Hold on, brother. You and Sterling like to push past them question marks, colons, and periods, don't you? I get it. Just eager. But they said, woman, what you crying for? That's why I tell children at school all the time. What you crying for? Had a little boy, he was in a basketball game. He missed about 3-4 shots in a row, crying. I said, don't cry, play better. But you ain't finna play right now. Go sit down. But when you get back out there, play better. Stop crying for. What you crying for? Can't hit all the shots. I don't hit all the shots. I go over there and sit down. You see what say, woman, why weepest thou? What you crying for? What she say? Josh? Josh, can you hear me? Is he in the spaceship?
My connection acting up.
Oh, okay. He look like them astronauts. If y'all saw it, he look like them astronauts. If they be. It says, "Woman, why weepest thou?" She said unto them, because what? Okay, Josh, what you do is go out and come back in. Go out and come back in. I'll let you back in. Did he hear that part? Josh. Go out and come back in. That's how you know the devil try to technology. That's the only way he can stop stuff. Technology. Hold on, let me see. But he propagate wickedness through technology too, don't he? Let me call him real quick. Yeah, you gonna get your money back too on them truck stop stuff. Hold on, Josh.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, go out and come back in, Josh.
Okay.
All right. Otherwise, I might be doing this solo the rest of the way.
I understand my connection.
Yeah, I got you. Now I'm probably gonna have to do the rest solo. So, yeah, it don't look like it. Yeah. Yeah, Josh. Josh. Yeah, I'm gonna see you next week, brother. All right. We gotta go. Let me remove him up out of there. Let me Oh yeah, his device not connected. The good, hey, appreciate you, good brother, appreciate you. But I'm gonna have to let me do it myself. I hate that happen, but hey, sometimes we gotta. Oh, there you go. Where you at now? Can you hear, brother?
I can hear you.
All right, if you do it one more time, you're gonna be out. You fired after the day. No, not after the day, but for the rest
That's
of the day, I'm gonna give you the day off. Give you the day off to be with your wife and children. You know.
Appreciate that.
But let me bring them back. Let me share the screen, bring you back, and you're gonna tell us what he said to the yeah. All right, can y'all see that on the screen? All right, there you go. He back clear and everything. That technology is something else, man. That's what he is using now, brother servant of Yahuwah, his hotspot. But go ahead, Josh. What did she say? What did she say to she say to them angels?
She said unto them, because they have taken away my master, and I know not where they have laid him.
Mm-hmm.
And when she had thus said, she turned herself back and saw Yahusha standing, and knew not that it was Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yahusha saith unto her, Woman, why weepest thou? Whom seekest thou?
Mm-hmm.
She, supposing him to be the gardener, saith unto him, Sir, if thou have borne him hence, tell me where thou hast laid him, and I will take him away. Yahusha said unto her, Mary. She turned herself and saith unto him, Rabboni, which is to say, Master.
All right, stop right there. That's how we know he was a rabbi. She called him a what? A Rabboni. Rabboni. Then she immediately, when he said Mary, she immediately knew who he was. She thought he was the gardener. See there? A black dude. He a workman man. But Rabboni, you see it. It's of Chaldee origin, corresponding to the Greek 4461, Rabboni. And it comes from the Greek 4461. It is Rabbi, of Hebrew origin, with the pronominal suffix, my master, that is Rabbi, as an official title of honor. But it comes from the Hebrew 7227, which is Rab, which is what all them dictionaries said. You see this? But sometimes you will see him also being called master, or didaskalos, or did you ask Carlos? Didaskalos, an instructor, generally or specifically doctor, master, teacher. But is he called rabbi in any other place? The answer is what, Brother Josh?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. You said, Brother Ronnie, what do you mean yes and no? Let's get Mark 9, 2. Let's get Mark 9, 2, 3, 4. Just read. Go ahead. This is the transfiguration. Go ahead and go ahead and read.
And after 6 days, Yahusha taken with him Peter and James and John, and leadeth them up into a high mountain apart by themselves. And he was transfigured before them. And his raiment became shining, exceeding white as snow, so as no fuller on earth can white them.
The brightest white. You know, I want to get my teeth back that color. They yellow now. You know, yellow. I'll say I gotta get I gotta get them white. Go to the dentist and say, give me that whitening stuff. They said, man, we gotta deal with the stank first. So it'd be bad. You got white teeth, but your breath smell like outside. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
And there appeared unto them Elias with Moses, and they were talking with Yahusha.
All right, stop right there. I wonder, if I could be a fly on the wall of that conversation. They must have been talking about, hey, we're gonna do away with this. Hey, you about to do away with this law, right? We know they weren't talking about that, were they? Because they wouldn't just been talking, they've been arguing. Wait, hold up. wait. We did all this. Hey, man, hey, don't you know I gave up all the pleasures of Egypt because I was about to, because of the reproach of you, right? It would have been some fussing and fighting. This is all you would see. The disciples, they can't hear what they talking back. They back over there. All they would have seen was, yeah, they have been up there fighting. Elijah and Moses been fighting. What you talking about? It's finna be. We done all this. I'm trying to tell you. Elias. They say, man, do you know what Jezebel tried to do to me for this law? And you finna do away with it? Oh, no. Come here. You know, we got to lay hands on you. But it says, let's see. Go ahead, keep reading. And Peter answered and said unto Yeshua,
Master, it is good for us to be here. And let us make 3 tabernacles, one for thee, one for Moses, and one for Elias.
Mm-hmm.
For he wist not what to say, for they were so afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a cloud that overshadowed them, and a voice came out of the cloud saying, This is my beloved son. Hear him.
Yes, Mama J. Pope. Elias means Elijah. Yes, that is correct. Now, if you had said Isaiah with an ES, that would have been Isaiah. But Elias means Elijah. Yes, that is correct, Mama J. Pope. Some people don't know that. You know that. But Master, he said, but they called him, Peter called him Master. Go ahead. Get Mark 11:21. Go ahead.
And Peter, calling to remembrance, saith unto him, Master, behold, the fig tree which thou cursest is withered away.
What he call him?
Master.
He called him Master. He said, Brother Running, now wait a minute now. I thought you asked us, did he call him Rabbi? Well, the Greek, the Hebrew word right there, the Greek word right there is Rabbi. Did I put it in here? Let's see. I don't know if I put it in here. Let me double check that. But that is what it is, though. How did I forget to put that in there? Rushing. See, that's why I gotta come up off this job. You be rushing, gotta do it. I got off of work at 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock 2 days in a row. You can't give the most high stuff the proper time because you working a doggone job all the time. Thankful for the job. Thankful for the job, happy for the job. But let me see, what's that? Mark 11:21. I want to make sure I got the right word. 11:21. It is, she called him Master. That word is Rabbi. The Greek 44:61, which will be these words right here. That's what it was. But what do we see there instead, Brother Josh?
Master.
We see Master, but the word is Rabbi. Rabbi. I think the translators did that sometimes because they didn't want you to know that he was a rabbi. Go to John 1:38. Go ahead.
Then Yahusha turned and saw them following and said unto them, What seek ye? They said unto him, Rabbi, which is to say, being interpreted, Master, where dwellest thou?
They call him Rabbi. Why are they calling him Rabbi, Auntie? Because he was a scholar. And he was a what?
Rabbi.
A rabbi. That's what they get. You calling him a rabbi because they are a rabbi. I'm calling you Auntie because you are what? You are Auntie. I'm calling him an uncle because what? He an uncle. But they calling him rabbi because he ain't one. Stop. Go ahead. Get John 1:47. Go ahead.
Yahusha said,
This is when he called, getting his disciples, picking who he gonna pick. Go ahead.
Yahusha saw Nathanael coming to him and saith of him, Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no guile.
An Israelite indeed, in whom there is no what?
Guile.
Okay, or deceit in his mouth. Keep reading.
Nathanael said unto him, Whence knowest thou me? Yahusha answered,
Stop. He said, how you know me? I ain't met you a day in my life. Who be ye? Who? You that's a question you ask when somebody if somebody just came and said, Valerie, you ain't never seen them a day in your life. What's your next question gonna be? How you know me? Who is you? First of all, who is you? That's what I would say. Like on Martin, when Jerome said, when he was talking to Cole, he said, first of all, who is you? Moving my buns out my seat. Some women, he was like, man, how you gonna get my women to leave? Who is you? He said, I'm Cole Brown. But keep reading.
Yahusha answered and said unto him, Before that Philip called thee, when thou wast under the fig tree, I saw thee.
Mm-hmm. He said, when thou was under the fig tree, I what?
Saw thee.
I saw you. Verse 49.
Nathanael answered and said unto him, Rabbi, thou art the son of Yah. Thou art the king of Yasharel.
What did Nathanael or Bartholomew, that's Bartholomew and Nathanael, the same person, but what did he call him?
Rabbi.
Rabbi, thou art the son of Yah. Thou art the king of Israel. You the son of Joseph. Did he say that? So we want to go back because people forget stuff. Let's go back early to John 1:45. What did it say? What Philip say? Philip findeth Nathanael and said unto him what?
We have found him, of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write. Yahusha of Nazareth, the son of Joseph.
The son of Joseph. But what they say later, though, in verse 49, you the son of who?
Yah.
You the son of Yah. But they said, we found him whom Moses, that's what Yeshua said. Moses wrote about me. He described of me. That's when Paul said that Paul said that Moses describeth the righteousness which is of the law. He describing Christ. Verse 50.
Excuse me. And Yahusha answered and said unto him, Because I have said unto thee, I saw thee under the fig tree. Believest thou? Thou shalt see greater things than these.
Thou shalt see greater things than these. He said, because I saw you under the fig tree. That go over a lot of people's head. That means something. Under the fig tree. Even Kendall know what under the fig tree means. Under the fig tree. Let's see what under the fig tree means. This is from the CatholicSpirit.com. The CatholicSpirit.com. It says, when Yeshua met Bartholomew for the first time, Yeshua told him, I saw you under the fig tree. It is a peculiar and intriguing comment. Why would this behavior be worthy of notice or deserving a comment? What is spiritually significant about sitting under a fig tree? A shady place is a good place to pray and study. Fig trees have many leaves and have a dense canopy. It is hot in Israel much of the year. Most homes were made of stone, out in the open, not protected by the sun, from the sun. And without fans, you see all this stuff they saying? What does it really mean? It really means to be sitting there studying Torah. We don't need all that other stuff. Oh, because it's dense. And what was he doing? And it said to sit under a fig tree is a Jewish figure of speech for meditating on scripture. He was reading Torah because it wasn't no Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and all the other stuff. Not stuff, but you know what I mean. The Gospels, we ain't during that time that he wouldn't have been reading Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and Galatians and all those. He wouldn't have been reading that. It says it is presumed that Bartholomew spent many hours under the fig tree in prayer with scripture, was thoroughly familiar with its entirety, both the law and the prophets. and understood that the Messiah had been promised and coming. When Yeshua told Bartholomew that he had seen him under the fig tree, Yeshua was telling him that he caught him reading scripture as he was in the habit of doing under the fig tree. This comes from millennium700.com. But it said, I saw you while you under the fig tree refers to a life and study of Torah in the millennium. The millennial concept of the fig tree is found throughout Tanakh and including Zechariah. Zechariah 3 says, in that day, meaning the millennium, saith Yahuwah of hosts, shall call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree. That's from the book of Signs of the Heavens, Avi Ben Mordecai, page 295 to 296. But plentiful of fruitful vines and fig trees, especially individual ownership, thus came to be an emblematic of long continued peace and prosperity. Because in the millennium, it's going to be peace and prosperity. Yeshua is going to be teaching what? Torah. He's seen Bartholomew sitting under a what? In one of my favorite translations of the Bible by Simon Altab, body under the fig tree, from let's see what verse that was. Mark chapter 11, verse 21. His footnote in his Bible says under the fig tree is descriptive of someone who studies what, Josh?
Torah.
The fig is the picture of national Israel in full Torah obedience. The figs on the tree are different. They are different. They are the commandments in the Torah. So Nathaniel or Bartholomew being under the fig tree means under the obedience of Torah, hence why he recognized the Messiah was the son of Yahuwah. You see it right there. In that day, in the millennium, well, let's go ahead and read this one. Go ahead, read.
Hear now, O Joshua, the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wandered at. For behold, I will bring forth my servant, the branch.
Who would that be, Josh?
Yahusha.
Yes. Hit that like button, guys, if you can. I only see 5 likes. Maybe let me refresh. It might be more. Oh, it's 14. I see 14. We only got to 26 last week. You know the goal, 30. I see 25 in here. But that's Yeshua. Go ahead, get verse 9.
For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I will engrave the graving thereof, saith Yahuwah of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of the land in one day.
Mm-hmm. Mama Margie, thank you for coming on in. No, you okay. The whole lesson will still be up there for you, Mama Margie. But go ahead. In that day,
saith Yahuwah of hosts, shall ye call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree.
In that day, in the millennium, everybody gonna be under the vine and what? Under the what?
Fig tree.
Yeshua said, I am the branches. I am the vine. You are the branches. He the vine and he the fig tree. We got to be under him. You understand? There's Torah. The leaves are the commands. They go over a lot of people's head, don't it? He said, Yeshua that's crazy to just say, oh, I saw you under the fig tree. That has significance. John 1:47. We read that when he saw Nathanael, he said, behold, an Israelite in whom is no what? No guile. 1 Corinthians 15:20. It's talking about Yeshua being the what? Read the color highlight, Brother Josh. What was he? What did he become?
The first fruits of them that slept.
The first fruits of them that slept. Read James 1:18. Of his own will, what did Yeshua do? He begat us with what?
The word of truth.
That we should what?
Be kind of first fruits of his creatures.
We got to be a first fruit, folks. That's what people don't get. If you are an apple, hold on, this thing is cutting. Now my internet acting up over here. Boy, you devil, you. He ain't playing today, is he? He don't want this out here, do we? We have forgotten our heritage, haven't we? We done stripped Yeshua of all Hebrewhood, haven't we? We done turned him into a blonde white woman with a beard. Haven't we? Just trying to tell you. And he's soft and syrupy. Hell. Here you go with a sheep in his hand. Hi, do what you want. Do what thou wilt. I love everybody. Flower power. That's what he looked like to me. That's what he looked like to you? Like the bearded woman at the circus, don't he? He looks soft and dainty, don't he? Yeshua gonna come back with some muscles. You hear me? Like, You seen Conan with the what would it look like if Arnold Schwarzenegger was all soft wielding that sword that he used to have? When Arnold Schwarzenegger on Conan the Barbarian had that sword, he was ripped, wasn't he? A two-edged sword is not no little sword. To chop somebody's head off with that, you got to have some what? Some strength, don't you? But go ahead.
For even hereunto were ye called, because Messiah also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps.
Because we the same kind of fruit that he is. Verse 22, who did what?
No sin.
Neither was what?
Guile found in his mouth.
Just like Nathaniel, who he picked to be his disciple because he saw him sitting under what? A fig tree, which means what, Josh?
He was keeping Torah, studying Torah.
Studying Torah. That's why. You think you're gonna be in the millennium studying pornograph books? No. You think you're gonna be reading Harry Potter books under the fig tree? You think man, I'm trying to tell you think that in the millennium we're gonna be saying Happy Halloween? He gonna be wearing the what does VL stand for? What's it? Louis Vuitton, the LV Louis Vuitton. He gonna be wearing Louis Vuitton, Gucci. Man, ain't gonna be like white. How about that? But go ahead, read Revelation 14, 4 and 5. These are the hold on. These are the 144,000 that are not defiled with women. They are the first fruit, but skip to verse 5. What's in their mouth?
And in their mouth was found no guile.
You got to put all this stuff together. Nobody don't put this together, do they? You know why? Because they ain't sitting under no kind of fig tree. I'm under that fig tree. You hear me? Is he called a rabbi in any other place? Yes. With Nicodemus. Go ahead, get John 3:1.
There was a man of the There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, ruler of the Nicodemus.
What's his name? Nicodemus. My late uncle used to always say, you got to read the book of Nicodemus. And we'd be like, ain't no book of Nicodemus, Unc. There is one though. But he used to always say that, didn't he? He was always talking about other books, wasn't he? Come with a big pillow and like he had a hump in his back, coming in there reading the book of Enoch to us. We thought he would just be what am I? You number 2. He was number 1, my favorite uncle. You know, you was high up there. Now you took over the spot, yeah. But go ahead.
A ruler of the Jews. The same came to Yahusha by night and said unto him, Rabbi.
What he call him, Josh?
Rabbi.
Why he calling him that, Josh?
Because he's a rabbi.
Because he a rabbi. We done stripped him of everything, ain't we? We done stripped him of his Hebrewhood. Like Hulk Hogan. You remember he go, yeah, brother. Yeah, be there, brother. Hulkamania your rules, baby. We done took everything away from him, ain't we? We don't do Passover, do we? I'm talking about in Christendom. They don't do no Passover. They ain't keeping no Sabbath. They eating whatever they want to eat. This is what he should have said to him. Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom no pigs ain't in his mouth. The Trinity, the rapture, that's just to make stuff up. And when you try to tell them, we ain't under that. You ask them, okay, we ain't under that. Okay, all right. So it's okay for me to have relations with my dog? Well, no. Well, where would I find that at then? You said we under the new covenant, the old covenant done away with. Where would I find that? Where would I find that at? Can I marry my sister? No, of course not. No, you can't marry your sister. Well, where do I find that at? Unc said in Kentucky you can. Can you, Unc? Yeah, kissing cousins in Kentucky, ain't it? Yeah, but where the thing is, can I or say, okay, did Yeshua make all meats clean? They'll say, yeah, he made all meats clean. Well, can I eat human meat? Well, no, we can't eat dead people. I didn't say that they were dead. We got some folks 400 pounds. They got plenty of meat for everybody. So can I eat them now? Well, no. Well, where would I find that at? You see what I'm saying? Now, to be fair, 1 Corinthians chapter 5, we do see that incestual relationships is wrong. It's talking about a man sleeping with his father's wife. Paul said, what are y'all doing? That ain't even named among the Gentiles. But it said father, it don't say by sister, though. Do it? That's what I'm talking about. We ain't under that. Well, can we eat blood? Well, no. You know that's an Old Testament law, don't you? You see what I'm saying? But go ahead. But he called him Rabbi. But, Yeshua told him you got to be go ahead, finish it up. Finish verse 2 up, then we're going to skip.
We know that thou art a teacher come from Yah, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest, except Yah be with him.
Except Yah be with him. And Yah was with him, and he was a what? What's the name of the class? He was a what, brother Josh?
Rabbi.
Sister Brianni, thank you for coming on in today. But skip down, Yeshua told him, except a man be, come to the kingdom of God, he got to see the kingdom of God, he got to be born again. And so then Nicodemus said, how can these things be? Can a man enter in his mama's womb a second time? What did Yeshua say to him about being born again in chapter 3, verse 10?
Art thou a master of Yasharel and knowest not these things?
He said, how you a master or a teacher in Israel and you don't know this stuff?
Pleasure.
I was not sneezing this morning. Breathing all on the mic this morning. Yeah, go ahead. But what he called him? He said, you a master of Israel and you don't know. That ain't Rabbi, right? That master ain't Rabbi. That master is, did you ask Carlos? Didaskalos. But Yeshua said, you supposed to know about being born again, didn't he? You supposed to know that. You get on up out of here. But anyway, John was called a rabbi. What they say? Go to John 3:26. Go ahead. And they came unto John and said unto him, what they called him?
Rabbi.
They called John a rabbi. Yeshua was a rabbi too. We done script them on their rabbi, their Hebrew tradition and culture, their heritage. Let's go to John chapter 4. Go ahead and read. In
the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat.
He said, Master, eat. This is when he was with the woman at the well. He hadn't ate nothing. He said, I got meat which you don't know of. I told somebody that this week. They were like, hey, it's lunchtime. You gonna go over there and get you something to eat? They got some food in there. I said, I have meat that you know not of. She said, what? I said, I ain't hungry. Go on with that. But yeah, he said, but what they call him?
Master.
That's rabbi in the Greek. They just translated it master. Verse John 6:25, what they say?
And when they had found him on the other side of the sea, they said unto him, Rabbi, whence comest that? When
How you get
camest thou?
how you get here? Don't worry about all that, but they called him what though?
Rabbi.
9:2, what they call him?
And his disciple asked him, saying, Master.
That's all right there. But what's that word?
Rabbi.
No, the Greek word is rabbi. John 11:18, what they call him?
And his disciple said unto him, Master.
What's the word though?
Rabbi.
Rabbi. Judas even called him rabbi. Go ahead and read that. Matthew 26:49. What it say?
And forthwith he came to Yahusha and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him.
He said, Hail what?
Master.
No, hail what?
Rabbi.
Rabbi. Mark 14:45. What'd he do?
And as soon as he was come, he goeth straightway to him and saith, Master, Master, and kissed him. Or Rabbi, Rabbi.
Rabbi, he kissed him. I said, get your Benedict Arnold lips off me. You traitor. No, but he had to, he had to do it. But Yeshua also said it was better if that man had what? Never been born. Ooh. My goodness. It's better that I had never been born if I betray you. He said the man that people betray him every day, don't they? He ain't real. They once believed, now they ain't going. You a Judas. That's what you are. You a traitor. You a Benedict Arnold. But what Yeshua tell us to do, we got to learn of him. Go ahead and read that. Because he's a rabbi. He's a teacher. He's a master. He's a rabboni. Go ahead. What did he tell him to do?
Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
What they heavy laden with, brother Josh?
Sin.
Go ahead. But see, hold on. But what we finna get ready to see is yoke. We be finna see about a yoke. We ain't talking about egg yolk, but why did Yeshua decide to use the word yoke? We're gonna show you why he used the word yoke. What we've been talking about, he is a what?
Rabbi.
He's a rabbi. He's a rabboni. Not a bony Maroni. But you will find rest for your soul for his what?
For my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
My yoke is easy and my burden is light. That's rabbi terminology. But he wasn't doing nothing but quoting Jeremiah 6:16. Read that.
Thus saith the Most High, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
That's what Christians say today. We ain't under that. That's the same thing as saying we will not walk therein. We ain't gonna do it. What do he do? I have also said what?
Watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken.
I'm a watchman, and I'm telling you to listen to the sound of the trumpet, but yoke. So I asked ChatGPT, I said, did rabbis use the term yoke? Read that, Josh. Go ahead and see what they said, what Chat said.
Yes, rabbis and other Jewish teachers very commonly use the term yoke as a metaphor for authority, teaching, obligation, or submission. In Hebrew, the idea is often tied to yoke, like the wooden yoke placed on oxen. By the Second Temple in early rabbinic period, it became a spiritual metaphor.
That's why he's using it. Because he's a what, auntie? A rabbi. So you just ask him why he used yoke, y'all. Why did he use that? They go, I don't know. He just used yoke. He a rabbi. That's why. Go. So it said here are some major examples. One was what was number one? The yoke of what?
The Torah.
That's what Yeshua was just talking about. He was telling them, come take my yoke. See, people will tell you that law, that's a yoke that you can't nobody bear. Huh? What do you mean? So let's just take 10 of them. So you just can't, that's too heavy to not have another God. That's too heavy for you. It's too heavy for you not to bow down to idols, to not take his name in vain, to not keep the Sabbath. Oh, that's too heavy for you, but you go to church Sunday. That's too heavy for you. It's too heavy for you to honor your mother and your father. It's too heavy for you to not steal. It's too heavy for you to not murder. Right? Hey, I hate to be the one to break it to y'all today. It's too heavy for you not to bear false witness. It's too heavy for you to not covet what's in your neighbor's house. That's too heavy. It ain't too heavy. And all of the other commandments fall under them 10. It ain't too heavy. But what was too heavy was the tradition of the elders. That was too heavy. See, people, when they see law, they just see law. They don't know what it is. They don't know if it's talking about the law of sin, the law of the Most High, a rabbinic law, traditional law, regular old Roman law. They just see law and don't have no context. But Jewish teachers spoke about taking on the yoke of Torah and doing what?
Accepting Yah's law and instruction.
So we don't accept his law and instruction no more. But this is from the Mishnah. It says, what did it say?
Whoever takes upon himself the yoke of Torah, they remove from him the yoke of government and the yoke of worldly care.
What does it mean?
This means devotion to Torah was viewed as a spiritual yoke.
It's a spiritual yoke. Yeshua was just teaching how the rabbis taught. We didn't script him. Man, come on. Let's go to the yoke of the kingdom. Go ahead.
A very famous rabbinic phrase was accepting the yoke of the kingdom of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
This referred to submitting oneself to Yah's rule, especially through reciting the Shema.
The Shema. Let me read a little. I didn't put it in here, but I'm going to read a little of the Shema. When you come to my house, the Shema on my doorpost. Ain't it, Brother Josh?
Yes.
It's a hero, Israel. The Most High Elohim is one Elohim. You shall love the Most High your Elohim with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. And these words which I command you today shall be in your heart. You shall teach them diligent to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lay down, when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Why are you writing them on your gates? Because they're on his gates. You just writing what's on his gates on your gates. That's hard. That's a heavy yoke you can't do. Matter of fact, you will only have to do that what? One time. So we can keep on going for it. But rabbis had their own yoke. What does it mean when a rabbi had his own yoke, Josh?
A rabbi's interpretation of Torah could itself be described as a yoke.
Meaning what?
His teaching, his interpretation, his authority, or the obligation placed on disciples. This is important for understanding Jesus. When Yahusha said, "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me," Matthew 11:29, his audience would likely understand, take my teaching, become my disciple, submit to my interpretation and authority. This fits perfectly into Jewish rabbinic language.
They called him rabbi because he was a what, Josh?
A rabbi.
A rabbi. Take my teaching. We already know he said, if you believe not Moses' writings, how you going to believe my words? Become my disciple. This word disciple is mentioned one time in the Old Testament, and it says, seal the law among my disciples. And you think Yeshua going to come here and not do that? When you say the law and the prophets all about him. Stop acting stupid, Cupid. He's a rabbi. He compared his yoke to other. He said, mine easy. But he was saying the Pharisees and the legal traditions and the relief and all the junk they had you doing, that's the stuff that was too heavy. His law ain't too heavy. Traditions, that might be heavy, but I'm going to tell you, Yeshua did traditions too. How do we know he was a rabbi? Because he was doing what, Josh?
Teaching parables.
Teaching parables. That's what rabbis did. Get that Psalm 78. Go ahead and get it.
Michel of Asaph. Give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth.
What? He said, give ear, O my people, to what?
My law.
And what?
Incline your ears to the words of my mouth.
Get verse 2.
I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old.
I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard what?
We have heard and known, and our fathers have told us.
Mm-hmm.
We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of Yahuwah and his strength and his wonderful works that he have done.
What did he do?
For he established the testimony in Jacob.
Oh, hold on. We have already seen that all his testimonies is our heritage, didn't we? Okay, so he established a testimony in Jacob, and what?
And appointed a law in Israel.
Stop right there. See, just go over people's head. There is parallel poetry. That is parallelism. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel. So a testimony will be the law. Jacob would be who? That's parallel poetry. They don't get that. They just be reading. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel. No, break that down. You see that parallelism? For he established. So established would be what on the parallel side, Auntie? No. For he established a testimony. Yes, Josh. The parallel thing. So if he say established, the parallel thing will be what, Josh?
Appointed.
So when he said a testimony, what would be the parallel thing?
A law.
When he said Jacob, what would be the parallelism?
Israel.
Yes. That's what they don't get. People don't know this. They unlearned, ain't they? They surface readers. And when you read on the surface, you're going to believe a lie. Ain't you? Go ahead. Keep reading.
Which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children. That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children. Because
then we see that heritage is something that's go from generation to generation to generation. We don't got this no more. We don't got it no more. That's why the fellow we know shot 3 times. Praise the Most High that he survived. I met the young man one time. Met him. You know, seemed like an okay young man. Sometimes children just go the wrong way sometimes, don't they? But go ahead.
That they might set their hope in Yah and not forget the works of Yah, but keep his commandments.
But that they won't forget don't forget his works. But they won't forget his what?
Works.
His work. So, but it said that they might set their hope in Yah and not forget the works of Yah, but keep his commands. So what are his works, Josh?
His commandments.
He can't tell you to do something he wouldn't do. Tell my children don't do drugs, but they see me coming home smoking a pipe. So if the Most High tell us don't do this, if he tell us don't do this, that means that he don't do that, don't it? They'll be like, man, you smoking crack? Don't you do drugs? You smoking it. You got to be an example, right? But let's keep it pushing. Did rabbis use parables? What did it say, Josh?
Yes, rabbis heavily use parables.
That's all. We ain't got to see nothing else. We see they did. I'm trying to tell you, we see they did. First thing that Yeshua taught was from a rabbinic story. See, they don't know this. See, I gave Josh them this last week, didn't I, Josh? No, don't answer. The first thing he taught, you're going to see it in a second. But the first thing he's taught was from something rabbinic. Go ahead and read that. One of the first things, 16, this is his famous Sermon on the Mount. It started out with the Beatitudes. Now, let's go. Let me show you. Man, I'm sick of these people not teaching people the truth. Matthew 5, it said, blessed are the poor in spirit. I ain't gonna then verse 4, blessed are those who want, for they should be. You get it. But then by the time you get down to verse 17, we gonna show you something. Now, watch this now. This is the climax of the class right here. But go ahead and read, Josh.
This is the
crescendo. See, my vocabulary is expansive. Yeah, that's for music. I know the crescendo. Yeah, I was in band. I ain't learned how to play nothing, though. I learned how to read music, but I ain't know how to play it, though. So I couldn't do it like my son did. I had to work late. I couldn't go to his performance. What day was that? Yeah, working late. Principal said, hey, what are you doing? I said, huh? I said, it was registration night. I said, I'm registering my son. He said, no, you're supposed to be running a game station in the cafeteria for the children while their parents register. I said, ain't nobody told me nothing about that. I said, but all right, I'm on the way. I said, my goodness. I said, man, I've been playing with them all day. I got to play with them at night too. So, but hey, you want to keep that check coming, right? Yeah. But anyway, the Most High had to give me supernatural joy because I was tired. And he did. I had fun with him. But I was like, I was tired, man. Tired. Working late. Working 12-hour shifts for the man. Ain't we? But go ahead.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Mm-hmm.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
Shall not. So there we go. We want to stop it there. One jot or one tittle. Jot. What is a jot? The jot is the Hebrew letter Yod, the smallest letter in the Hebrew alphabet. Finish reading that up, Josh.
A tittle, a tiny stroke, projection, or small distinguishing mark on the Hebrew letters, similar to a serif or a little extension that differentiates letters.
Mm-hmm. So here we got the Yod right here on your left. We got the jot, which is the Yod. So, but what Yeshua was saying, not even a smallest stroke will be gone from the law till all is fulfilled. But here's the problem: all has not been fulfilled yet, has it?
No.
Death is one day. Death gonna be swallowed up in victory. And one day that's gonna have to happen. But we know it ain't true because my wife went to a funeral today. But anyway, go down to where it says so in Matthew 5.
Jot equals Yod. Tittle,
mm-hmm.
The tiny decorative distinguishing mark on letters.
Keep on reading.
Yahushua's point was that even the smallest detail of the law would not fail. This connects with later Jewish stories like the rabbinic tale.
The familiar rabbinic tale.
That the letter Yod complained when Solomon removed it from the Torah.
That's from Deuteronomy Rabbi 110. That's from the Talmud. This what Yeshua said. This connects with later Jewish stories like and when it says later rabbinic stories, it's not later. What it's saying late when it means later is most of this stuff was oral. But after the time of Christ, all this oral stuff they put into writing after the death of Christ, like in the 2nd and 3rd centuries, was the Talmud written. But it existed before Yeshua, before Yeshua died. You see what I'm saying? So he was familiar already with these oral traditions. But he said this connects with the later Jewish stories, like they be trying to be slick, don't they? This connects with later Jewish stories like the familiar rabbinic tale. The familiar what, Josh?
Rabbinic tale.
That the letter Yod complained when Solomon removed it from Torah, from the Deuteronomy Rabbi 110. That's commentary on Deuteronomy 17:17. We finna look at it right now. Watch this. This is one of the clearest versions of the Yod complaint story. Skip down because I don't read Hebrew yet, so they go to English down there. This is what Solomon was saying. He said the Yod of he shall not multiply wives said, Master of the universe. Solomon seeks to uproot me from the Torah. The Holy One blessed be he replied. Solomon and thousands like him will pass away, but even a single point of you will never be abolished forever. Yeshua was a rabbi, and so he had to let these people know, I ain't come to do that. I didn't come to do that, and he's drawing heavily on that story about that's the story they told. That's the story when Solomon said that ain't got nothing to do with me. He told you not to multiply your horses, multiply your wives, and all that kind of stuff. So Solomon said, that don't apply to me. He removed the Yod. When people say that don't apply to me, they removed the what? They removed the Yod.
Mm.
You remember me sending y'all this now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Brother, if you would have said no. But hold on. But let's go. It's mentioned somewhere else to this story, but it says the Yod is you read, Brother Josh.
The Yod is the small.
Hold on. My bad. But this is talking about Deuteronomy chapter 17, which I just told you, but we can see we can also see this in Exodus, in the commentary on Exodus Rabbi, the oral tradition. Which is 200 or 300 years after Hamashiach, they put it into writing. See what I'm saying? Follow what I'm saying? It was orally told. This was orally told, but centuries after Yeshua, then they wrote it all down. You see what I'm saying? But go ahead.
The Yod is the smallest Hebrew letter. Commandments for king in Deuteronomy 17. Deuteronomy 17:18. The king is supposed to write out his own copy of the Torah. Deuteronomy 17:16-17. The king must not multiply Hebrew yerbeth, wives, horses, or gold and silver.
Now read Exodus Rabbi. You can find this on sepharia.org. Sefaria. That's where all these Jewish writings be at. But go ahead and read Exodus Rabbi 6:1. Go ahead.
When Yah gave the Torah to Israel, he inserted therein both positive and negative commandments, and gave commandments for a king, as it says, only he shall not multiply horses to himself, neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither silver and gold, Deuteronomy 17:16-17. But Solomon arose and studied the reason for Yah's decree, saying, why did Yah command he shall not multiply wives to himself? Is it not that his heart turn not away? Well, I will multiply, and still my heart will not turn away.
So the Most High said, don't do it. But he's saying, well, that won't happen to me. That's the Yod. See, from now on, when you're reading Matthew 5:17 and 18, you can ask the Christians, do you know the reason behind that one jot and one tittle? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, Brother Josh? You got to constantly be searching out these things, right? They just reading stuff. but read where continue reading.
Our rabbis say, at that time, the yod of the word Yarbith multiplied went up on high and prostrated itself before Yah and said, Master of the universe, have you not said that no letter shall ever be abolished from the Torah? Behold, Solomon has now arisen and abolished one. Who knows? Today he has abolished one letter. Tomorrow he will abolish another until the whole of the Torah is nullified.
That is what it done, ain't it? People have just been removing yods and all kind of stuff from the Bible. They done tore Yeshua clothes off of him. But they was up in arms when Donald Trump put his head on that South Jesus, didn't he? Ah! I said, I'm not mad. That's not him. They was mad, weren't they? They was mad. He put they was mad. He put his head on their image. Ah! They were. But the Most High responded, what? Solomon and 1,000 men like him will do what?
Pass away. But the smallest tittle will not be canceled from you.
Will not be canceled from you. Well, let's go to Matthew 23 because we finna show you the stuff. We almost done, guys. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Matthew, don't look at the clock. See, that's why I took it down. And then I took it down and put that picture back there. And they were like, we need the clock. You don't need the clock. Go ahead.
Saying the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat.
Where they sit, Josh?
Moses' seat.
What does it mean by Moses' seat?
And they're in his authority right now.
They're in his authority. But what Yeshua say to what did he tell his people that believe? Because if you read verse 1, it said the people that believed him and his disciples, he told them what he tell them to do.
All therefore whatsoever they bid you, observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not.
He said, don't do after their works, for they say and do not. But what they do?
For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers.
See, what people think is, what do they think, verse 4, what do they think the heavy burdens are, Brother Josh?
Some people think it's the law. Most High law.
They think it's the Most High's law. That's what they are conflating. They are conflating the Most High's laws with the traditions of the elders. Yeshua said, don't do what they do. Just do what they do from Moses' seat. Whatever Moses told you to do. That's why he always asked him, what Moses tell you? What's written in the law? How readest thou? That's why he kept on saying that. It is written, for man shall not live by bread alone, for he shall live by what? Every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yah. He ain't doing nothing but quoting Moses. You do that, but you don't do the other junk they say. Now, if they was obeying the law, because Yeshua said they don't even obey Moses. They putting this on you. They don't do the stuff that they teach, and they ain't even doing. Brother Ronnie tell y'all to wear tassels. Don't I? Am I wearing them? Yes, I am. But go ahead, get verse 5.
But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments.
Mm-hmm.
And love the uttermost rooms at feast and the chief seats in the synagogues.
Pay attention to the synagogues. And what else they like? They like to be, we ain't gonna read it, but what they like to be called?
Rabbi.
Rabbi. What? Rabbi. They love that. Rabbi. People today, and let's take it to new time. People love to be called a preacher, don't they? Oh, you know you're a preacher. I get mad when people introduce me as the preacher. Oh, this is my nephew here. You know you're a preacher. I said, what you tell him that for? I homie is Brother Ronnie. People always feel like if they know you a pastor or whatnot, they gotta announce that. Lady at the church, oh, you know he got his own. Did I tell you to say that? Mind your business. Dog. Nobody tell you to tell everybody that. I don't go around telling people that. I do not. Man, keep it pushing, brother.
But be ye not ye called rabbi, but one is your master.
But one, he said, one is your man. Stop calling these dudes rabbi. Brother Ronnie. I know it kind of rhymes with Rabboni, but brother Ronnie. You see what I'm saying? Brother Ronnie. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Like Pee Wee Herman used to say. But let's keep it pushing. But what is burdensome? What is burdensome? It said, Yeshua said they bind heavy burdens. Read 1 John 5:1. What should we be doing?
Whosoever believeth that Yahusha is the Messiah is born of Yah. And everyone that loveth him that begat, loveth him also that is begotten of him. By this we know that we love the children of Yah, when we love Yah and keep his commandments.
Mm-hmm.
For this is the love of Yah, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous, burdensome.
Are not grievous. They're not grievous, or I got burdensome in parentheses. Brother Ronnie, you can't add that. All these other translations did. What they call them, Brother Josh?
Burdensome, not burdensome, not burdensome, not burdensome, not burdensome, not grievous, not burdensome, not burdensome, not burdensome.
But Yeshua said we got to love the Most High and keep his commandments, don't he? He said they are not. So that cannot be the same thing that the scribes and Pharisees are teaching, can it? It cannot be. And we already know what Yeshua teach, don't we? He teach Moses. Moses wrote about him. Right? But it says keep his commandments. I'm telling you, it's that keep means to obey. Brother Ronnie, you can't turn keep to obey. Josh, what did all these other places call keep?
Carrying out his commandments, obey, keep, follow, observe.
They carrying out his commandments, aren't they, Josh?
They are.
I'm trying to tell you, but this one's so good. I said we gotta let this one have a page by itself, the Amplified Bible. Read the whole thing, Brother Josh.
For the true love of God is this, that we habitually keep his commandments and remain focused on his precepts. And his commandments and his precepts are not difficult to obey.
What? Stracky? I was like, man, I'm trying to tell you. Let's go to Matthew 15. Let's show you what they was doing. Let's show you they stuff that he's saying, don't do that. But go ahead, get Matthew 15, 1-5.
Then came to Yahusha, scribe and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, why do thy disciples transgress the traditions of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread.
Stop right there. Did it say, why don't you transgress the tradition of the elders?
No.
What did it say?
Why do thy disciples transgress?
Now, we know they ain't like Yeshua. They would have been ready to find him in something bad, wouldn't they? Because he wasn't doing that. He was washing his hands before he eat. Well, go ahead.
But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of Yah by your tradition?
By your what?
Tradition.
So that's when you get to chapter 23, you can see that's the burden. It ain't the Most High's word that's the burden. It's their traditions that's the what?
Burden.
That's the burden. For what?
For Yah, or for Moses.
Now, I ain't calling Moses Elohim. I'm just saying for Yah commanded, saying honor your mother and father, but he gave that through who, Josh?
Moses.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So he telling you the heavy burdens they put on you was just hand washing. Now they hand washing, they had this special thing. Y'all remember I showed y'all that video where he was like they ain't want to get their hands dirty. But let's go to Unger's. That word tradition is paradosis. These, I'm just going to read this. It says, were orally delivered by Moses. The oral law. Nothing wrong with them, but you don't do what? Elevate them what? Above the Most High. So these was orally transmitted in unbroken succession to subsequent generations with precepts, both illustrating and expanding the written law, as they did. Were to be obeyed with equal reverence. That's what they taught. No. It can't be equal reverence, can it? But traditions, it says the same thing. It paradosis is everything that definition just said. So let's go. Let's see what Yeshua said in verse 6.
And honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of Yah of non-effect by your tradition.
So the commandment is honor your mother and father right here. But they say, he said, honor your mother and father. He that curses father or mother, let him die to death. But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or mother, it is a gift or Corbin, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me. So they was, Corbin was a gift you gave to the temple. So they were saying it's bad. And your parents should just be happy that you gave a gift to the temple instead of you helping them. He said, your tradition, yeah, it's good to give Corbin, but don't give Corbin unless who else took care of first?
Your parents.
Your parents. Yes, Mama J. Pope, you are hearing that correctly. You are hearing that correctly. So, in vain, verse 9, get that one.
It's lagging on my end. There it is.
Okay. Yeah.
But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. And he called the multitude and said unto them, hear and understand.
What else?
Not that which goeth into the mouth defileth the man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth the man.
All right, stop right there. So this what Christians come away with, don't they? They come away with we can eat whatever we want. No, the whole thing was about what? Why do your disciples what? Right. So in so pick up verse 15 and 20. Get to 15 and then skip to 20. Go ahead. Then what Peter said.
Then answered Peter and said unto him, declare unto us this parable.
Okay, why is he teaching the parable, Josh?
Because he's a rabbi.
Because he's a rabbi. But see, Christians, they don't understand the what? The parable. They make the parable say, oh, we can eat pigs now. Ah! We know that ain't true because in Acts chapter, or was either chapter 9 or 10. Let me make sure. I get them mixed up sometime. Boy, I try to tell you. I wasn't sniffling or nothing this morning. Nothing. He don't want this, the devil don't want this Yeshua, because it make you take a closer look at scriptures, don't it? Let's see. Yeah, it's chapter 10. So Peter saying, no, I ain't never ate nothing unclean. Weren't you there when he cleansed the meats? That means that ain't what that meant. But Christians come away making that parable mean that. But what did the parable mean in verse 20?
These are the things which defile a man, but to eat with unwashed hands defileth not a man.
That's what the parable was all about. Their burdens were too, because they'll tell you, can't, another one they'll go to Acts chapter 15, go to Acts chapter 15 when they were saying that they put so many burdens that no man has ever been able to do. Well, that ain't the law of the Most High. Let me go, hold on, let me go to it real quick. Because to disprove it, I'm gonna go to Luke 1 real quick. It says, now watch this. Let me see if I get it. Watch this. And there was in the days of Herod, this is Luke chapter 1, verse 5. There was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias of the division of Abia. His wife was the daughter of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. And they were both walking righteous before Yah, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Most High, blameless. Now, but when you get to Acts chapter 15, Peter talking, well, let me see what Peter said. They saying these scribes and Pharisees. Let's see. It says, hold on. Let me see. Hold on, let me find it, guys. Okay, here we go. This is Peter talking. He says, "Now therefore, why do you test Yah by putting a yoke on the neck of the disciple, which neither our fathers nor we are able to bear?" He said, "No, us or our fathers were never able to bear this. Whatever this yoke they was putting on them." Well, but in Acts chapter 1, it says, "And they were both righteous before Yah, walking in all the commandments and ordinance of the Most High blameless." Now somebody lying. Peter just said ain't nobody ever been able to bear it. But we read in Luke chapter 1 and 6, somebody did bear it. So that means the burden has to be what? Something else. It's their tradition. And so then you see what they were talking about was circumcision. But you got to know what else come with circumcision. What came with circumcision was even another set of rules. That's a whole nother lesson. But people don't know it by just reading on the surface. You got to put the time in. These people be lying. And you can go and see the same stuff in chapter 7. This is the parallel account of it. So, but this is what they come away with, purging of all meats, don't they? No, he already done told you. It means to eat with unwashed hand don't defile a man. It don't. It can make you sick. You come out the bathroom, wipe your behind, and then go eat a cheeseburger with that dookie hand. You gonna have some what? And some hepatitis to boot. He said, take that with you. Take the hepatitis with you too. But purging out me, we're gonna go to the New Oxford Annotated Bible Dictionary. I got Bible. It's a Bible, but in the it was one person, I won't call no names, that somebody gave them a copy of our video about the dietary law, and they really didn't read it, and they saw this picture, and they just seen these two dried up prune looking dudes, and I don't know what they teach. That mean they didn't listen to nothing. They just prejudged just by that picture. But anyway, the footnote about cleansing all meats, it said perhaps a later addition to the text. Not perhaps, it is. That's some added junk. But let's go to the golden rule. That's rabbinic? Yes, that's rabbinic too. That's rabbinic. That's why they were calling him Rabboni. But see, they try to cover it up a lot, calling him master. No, Rabboni, Rabbi. I'm on the job, Auntie. I'm on the job. Get that golden rule. What does it say?
Therefore, all things, whatsoever you would that men should do to you, do you even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets.
He say it is what?
For this is the law and the prophets.
Now you can read the Catholic definition on your own, but I wanted that all I wanted was Matthew 7:12. So I want to introduce you to some rabbis that preceded Yeshua. Their names were Hillel and Shammai. Do a little research on them. Yes, Hillel. Read that, Brother Josh.
Yes, Hillel and Shammai were prominent first century BCE CE Jewish rabbis whose schools, Bet Hillel and Bet Shammai, held opposing famous views on divorce.
See, one of these guys, Shammai, was strict. He said nothing but nothing but adultery. That's how I am. If they ain't cheating on you, you stuck. Or abuse. You see what I'm saying? If they put a knife to your neck every day, get out of there. I'm gonna loosen that restriction. Whatsoever you bind it. That's called binding and loosing. Every situation is different. He cut one of your toes off every night. You gotta stay. Yeah, my wife said in a minute you ain't gonna have a foot. But so I want to show you. Watch this. This is from Shabbat 31a6. This is in the Talmud. Go ahead.
Another time a non-Jew came before Shammai.
Man? Read the Hebrew up there.
Oh, you got that one.
Hey, you supposed to say I am reading it. What you talking about? Go ahead, though.
Another time, a non-Jew came before Shammai and said, "I will convert if you can teach me the entire Torah while I stand on one foot."
So a Gentile came to Shammai and said, "I will convert you if you teach me the whole Torah while I stand on one foot." What Shammai say? Shammai did what?
Push the non-Jew aside with the ruler that was in his hand. The non-Jew came before Hillel, and Hillel converted him, saying, "What is hateful to you? Do not do to your neighbor that is the entire Torah."
Ain't that what Yeshua just said? But this is centuries before him. Ain't that what he just said, Josh?
Basically.
He's a what?
Rabbi.
What is he, Josh? Yahushua the what, Josh?
Rabbi.
The rabbi, the Rabboni. Let's listen to what Yeshua said. Therefore, all things whatsoever you men that whatsoever you would that men do to you, do even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets, or the Torah. Now, Hillel, what you say? What is hateful to you, don't do to your neighbor. That is the entire Torah or law and the prophets. Ain't that the same thing? Do the Ricky Bobby stop, freeze, pose for the frame, and we all do the same thing. Ricky Bobby. Let's go to the Smith Bible Dictionary, because I told you, remember what? Synagogues. Watch this. Ezra, he's called helped in the Apocrypha. He was a scribe and priest. We ain't gonna read all this, but skip down to the yellow. It said there was a what? Josh?
There was. Oh, there was a Jewish tradition that he was buried in Persia.
Yeah, he was buried in Persia. But the principal works ascribed to Ezra by the Jews are what?
The instruction of the great synagogue.
Instruction of the great synagogue. What else? You remember I was telling y'all? Hold on, let's go back to it real quick. We almost done. Let me take y'all back to it. Was that it? No, that ain't it. The great synagogue. Hold on, give me a second. I'm looking for the one where I think this is it. Nope, that ain't it. There we go. Ezra is considered the spiritual forerunner of the rabbinic tradition rather than the founder of the tradition, rather than the founder of the literal title rabbi, which we know is still the same thing. But anyway, let's see the hold on. He found it. Let me see what I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. Back over to the left. It says, as a scribe in the 5th century BCE, that's well before Mashiach, established key elements of rabbinic Judaism by spearheading Torah public reading, and the great assembly to standardize Jewish law and tradition. You got that? Thank you, good brother. Man, I'm talking about this just came on to me. I ain't sniffling or nothing. Yeah, it must be something in here. Unc, you can't come to Shabbat service no more. He said, what? Celebrate good times. Come on. But what he do? The instruction of the great synagogue or the great assembly. Go ahead.
The settling the canon of scripture and restoring, correction, and editing the whole sacred volume.
Correcting and editing. That's why Yeshua said, beware of the what? The scribe. Folks be changing stuff. I'm gonna say, beware of these Christian preachers. They remove yods, aleph, beths, tabs, gimels, tazadi. They done took everything. Dalet, they done took everything out. But go ahead.
The introduction.
Just go down there and say the last one is he did the what? The establishment of the what?
Synagogues.
You know, the rabbinic tradition. We just come out of what? We just come out of what? Babylonian captivity. We just come out of there. We can't let this happen to us no more. Everywhere there is at least 10 Hebrew men, we're going to establish a synagogue. And guess what Yeshua was always doing, Josh? We ain't going to even read all this. What was he doing? Teaching in there what? In Matthew 4:23.
Teaching in their synagogues.
Mark 1:21. He entered into the what?
Synagogue and taught.
22. What do you do? What were they when he taught in the synagogue? What were they astonished at?
And they were astonished at his doctrine. But he taught them as one that had authority and not as the scribes.
He teaching pure truth. But what was he doing his teaching at though, Josh?
In their synagogues.
Luke 4:15. And he taught in their what?
In their synagogues.
That's what he was doing. Why?
Because he was a rabbi.
Because he's a what? Yes, good brother. He's a rabbi. Let's see. So we saw about they asked about his authority. Let's see. Read John 7:14-16. Go ahead and read.
Now about the midst of the feast, Yahusha went up into the temple and taught. And the Jews marveled, saying, how knoweth this man letters, having never learned?
They saying, what rabbi did he learn under? He ain't even been in none of our schools. What Yeshua say?
Answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me see. I'm pulling something up. Hold on, give me 1 second. But it says, he said, answered and said that my doctrine is not mine. What's his doctrine? It says, hear my children, the instruction of a father, and give attention to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law. That's his doctrine. Let's skip to we ain't got to read all this. What was he doing, Josh, in verse 35? Just read the red and the yellow.
Teaching in their synagogues.
Teaching in their synagogues. Right? Read verse Mark 6:2. It was Sabbath, and what they do?
Day was come, and he began to teach in the synagogue.
That's what he do. That's what he do. I'm trying to tell you. You see what I'm trying to say? They always asking about his doctrine. Where you getting this from? Because he ain't teaching all that. Well, he ain't teaching that junk that the rest of them were teaching about the only rabbinic stuff he taught was the true stuff, like whatever you want man to do to you, you do to them, for this is the law. He taught the stuff that was real. He ain't teach where your tassels all the way to the floor so everybody can see you. Have an extra large phylacteries and all that kind. He ain't teach all that. Go on a corner and trying to be heard by everybody and making long speeches and stuff. He ain't do all that junk. Let's see. Read verse 18 and 19. You know that guy that we had on yesterday that was cussing last week that said that there's some secret, he had the secret knowledge to eternal life, and he said Jesus had secret knowledge. Read that, John 18:19-21.
The high priest then asked Yahusha of his disciples and of his doctrine. Yahusha answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue.
Did he say I never taught? Did he say I never taught in the synagogue?
I
always taught in the synagogues and in the what?
In the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Where the Jews always resort, where the Jews always resort. And in the secret have I said nothing.
I ain't got no secret knowledge. Like that dude we're talking about that's in the Gospel of Barnabas. Gospel of Barnabas is some junk. Go to verse 21.
Why askest thou me? Ask them which heard me, what I have said unto them. Behold, they know what I said.
They know what I said. What did he say? Whatever Moses said. That's what he said. Right? So I want to go here because we just got through talking about synagogues. How many men were needed, Josh, to open the synagogue?
10.
That's why in the millennium, they're going to be doing what? These are directly linked. Go with Zechariah 8:23. This in the end times. Go ahead.
Thus say Yahuwah of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass, that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that Yah is with you.
10 men shall take, it says, it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold of all languages, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew. This Jew gonna teach them 10 men. You hear me? Ezra often, I'm gonna read this. Ezra often in partnership with Nehemiah is accredited with establishing the synagogue system and the minyan. The minimum of 10 men required for public worship and communal prayer. After the Babylonian exile, creating a framework for Hebrew life outside the temple. Skip down. Purpose of the synagogues. The system created by Ezra and his peers provided a place for prayer and Torah study. This was vital in building a spiritual community for those from exile in Babylon. Trying to tell y'all. So that one man that they grab on gonna be teaching them what? Them 10 men. And that's gonna be going on worldwide. And the law shall go forth from Jerusalem. Shouldn't it? But let's go to another one. Measures. This is from the Yeshua said, with what measure you use, it will be measured back unto you. This comes from the Migdal Keneged Migdal. This from the Talmud too. It says it said the Migdal, when you see it, is not a single book written at one time, but ancient foundational ethical principle found throughout classical rabbinic literature. Its roots appear in the Torah, which core discussion recorded in the Talmud, compiled in the 3rd to 8th century CE and Midrashim. This is so the Jewish, from that it says one of the sayings is, by the measure a man measured, so is he measured. Ain't that the same thing Yeshua just said it? But this was an oral tradition before him. But see, you say, well, let's say 3rd to 8th century CE. It was recorded on paper centuries later because they didn't want people, they didn't want that stuff to be forgotten. You see why they need to do that? Because we have forgotten, haven't we? But that's a good thing to teach, ain't it? That's a good tradition to have. But again, Yahushua the Rabbi, binding and loosing. You'll see what binding and loosing is. But binding and loosing is what, Brother Josh?
Is originally a Jewish messianic phrase.
What is that? What does it mean by mishnik? It's in the Talmud, which is, the Talmud is composed of the Gemara and the Mishnah. So that just means it's in the Talmud. But anyway, binding and loosing is originally a Jewish mishnik phrase, also mentioned in what?
New Testament.
And in the what?
Targum.
Targum. You ask most Christians, what's a Targum? I don't know. Syriac text, dummy. They don't know nothing. Do you know anything? I mean, not trying to, I don't know everything, but I know that they don't know nothing. You hear me? But go ahead.
In usage, to bind and to loose simply means to forbid by an indisputable authority and to permit by an indisputable authority.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there you go. But let's keep it pushing. Binding and loosing. What does the phrase binding and loosing as mentioned in Matthew 16 and Matthew 18 refer to? What the answer is? This is from Catholic.com. This is from Catholic.com, by the way. So even the Catholics know what this means.
Binding and loosening is a phrase which comes from the rabbis. It refers to the authority to make decisions binding.
Wait. It comes from who?
Rabbis.
That's why they was calling Yeshua what?
Rabbi.
But we done snatched all this heritage away, haven't we, Auntie? But keep reading.
This authority includes interpreting and applying the word of Yah and omitting people to and excommunicating them from the community of faith. For the Jews, this meant the community of Israel. For Christians, this means the church.
Mm-hmm. So basically, all this means is you just loosen restriction. Logos. It says, read this last one we're going to read. Go ahead.
As the first confessor of the messiahship of Yahusha, of Jesus, Matthew 16:16, Peter was entrusted with the keys of the kingdom of heaven, Matthew 16:19. That is the privilege and responsibility of proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, Matthew 4:23. In fulfilling this role, he was to use these keys to unlock the kingdom for certain people, loosening, and shut it up against others, binding.
But what does it mean among the Jewish rabbis?
Among the Jewish rabbis, binding and loosing was idiomatic terms to denote certain types of conduct that were either prohibited, bound, or permitted, loosed, forbidden, or authorized. Jesus used these two categories when he explained to Peter what was involved in using the keys.
So binding and loosing. So we're not going to even read all of this. All we want to see is that, let's read a couple of verses. Go Matthew 16, and we only got, how many more we got after this? Oh, we ain't got, most of them pictures. We got like 7 in their pictures. But go ahead, get Matthew 16, 13, 14, and 15. Go ahead.
When Yahusha came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?"
Mm-hmm.
And they said, "Some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremias, or one of the prophets."
The question would be, why would they think that if he teaching something new? Because he ain't teaching nothing new. But Peter said, "You the Christ, you are the Son of the living Elohim." And then that's when Yeshua said, "Peter by Jonah," he said, "Flesh and blood ain't revealed that to you, but my Father revealed you." That's when he said, "You're going to have the power to bind on earth. And whatever is bound in heaven will be, whatever is bound on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever is loosed on earth is." But we see that's rabbinic stuff. Because he's a what, Brother Josh?
A rabbi.
Yes, Mama J. Pope, like anything with dealing with Midrash is studying and investigating stuff and commentary and all that kind of stuff. Yes, ma'am. But let's go. So Matthew 18 talking about binding and loosing. But we seen that Yeshua did some binding and loosing, didn't he? They're saying, what'd he do? Did he keep the Passover the same time everybody else did? No. He know I got to loosen this restriction so I can fulfill these prophecies. Right? But anyway, and so they said, "See, we can do it." No, Passover. You can't do it every third Sunday. Every first Sunday. You can't. Simon Altab, no, he said, "Please note that the Passover is an annual observance." The word often found in the KJV and other translations is not in the Greek and inserted to make it sound like this is a weekly thing, but it's not. Paulos is reminding the Passover to be conducted as an annual ceremony of remembrance. So was it okay for the Messiah to do it at a different time? We know it was, because he got to be the literal lamb. We see it right here. We see it. What did he say? And he said, this was a rehearsal Passover the rabbis did 1 to 2 days earlier. He know Yeshua is a what? A rabbi. He said the same thing. For the footnote for the rabbinic for Luke 22:8. He said it was a rabbinic rehearsal for the Passover. He did loosen the restrictions so that he could fulfill that prophecy. Do y'all get that? Like at Acts 15, they didn't throw the whole book at everybody. They loosened the restrictions to the Gentiles. Say they just got to do 4 things: stay away from idols, stay away from eating blood, stay away from sexual immorality, and so on and so forth. They can learn the rest with Moses. That's binding and loosing. That's what rabbis do. Paul was a rabbi. Matter of fact, Paul learned under Gamaliel. Let me go to Acts where you can see. I'm just going to tell you where you can find Gamaliel. He in Acts, it may be chapter 4 or chapter 5. Hold on. Gamaliel, if I'm saying it right. Hold on. Because we ain't got, we done. After this, we on our last slide. Let's see. Yes, Gamaliel in Acts chapter 5, verse 33, it says when they were trying to kill the apostles for teaching Christ, but Gamaliel, when it says, let me see, 34, let me see. It says, when they heard this, they were furious and plotted to kill him. Then one in the council stood up, a Pharisee named Gamaliel, a teacher of the law or a rabbi of the law. You see what I'm saying? And I believe, let me go to Acts 22:3, I believe. At least that's the footnote that I see. 22:3. Yeah, this is Paul. This is Paul saying, he said, I am indeed a Jew, born in Tarshish of Cilicia, brought up to this day at the feet of Gamaliel, taught according to the strictness of our father's law. See, that's the stuff that they couldn't handle, the traditions. I'm just trying to tell y'all, Yeshua was a rabbi. We done stripped it all away. We done took away the heritage from this Bible. We done took away the Hebrew Jew, or what some call Jewish roots. We done took them away. When Yeshua come back, he's setting the kingdom up just the same way that David had it set up. Why? Because he is the son of David. And to be on the king on the throne of Israel, which all Christians say he gonna sit on again, you got to keep the laws of Moses. You got to keep the laws just like they're written in the law of Moses. Yeshua, the rabbi, he washed his hands, didn't he? He used the terms like yoke, like they used, didn't he? He said that the law and the prophets, that is doing unto your neighbor. And didn't he? Same old stuff. But have you ever heard that in the Sunday church, Auntie? What about you, Aunt? You a Church of God in Christ, card carrying member. Didn't you say that? He said till he lost it. Good thing you did lost it, brother. But go ahead and finish us on out, good brother. Josh? You there, Josh? All right, I'll finish it up, guys.
Yeah, my connection.
Revelation 22. Can you see it now? Yes, Gamaliel. Mama J. Pope. But here we go. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man as his work shall be. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the what? Last. Blessed are they that do his commandments. That do mean obey. That do his commands, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. For on the outside or without are dogs, sorcerers, whoremongers, murderers, idolaters, and whosoever loveth the maker the lie. I, Yeshua, have sent mine angel to testify you of these things in the churches. I am the root and offspring of David, meaning I ain't coming up in this thing wearing Michael Jordans and smoking cigars. I'm coming with white horses and swords. I'm setting the kingdom back up because I'm the root and offspring of David. And the bright and morning star. And the spirit and the bride say, come. And come. Whosoever, and let him that heareth say what? Come. And let him come. That is a thirsty what? Come. And whosoever come. Will, let him do what?
Take the water of life freely.
It's free. Free, I tell you. Free. So brothers and sisters, I hope that you could see. Type 1 in the chat if you see that Yeshua was a rabbi. Type it in there if you saw that today. Type 1 in there. But while we wait for the one, got a few announcements. Then we'll let Brother Josh have the last word if his internet catch up. But yeah, man, this is crazy that these people are just snatching them. They just tearing pages. They don't have no historical context of anything. But while we wait, I will be doing Bible studies coming in June, probably the middle of June, because I got a lot of yard work to do at my house first. You know, because we got a jungle. It's like a jungle sometimes. That make me wonder how I keep them going under. Broken glass everywhere. Oh, let me stop. But anyway, yeah, go and share this with people. Share it with them. When you go read Matthew 5:17-18, ask them, why did he say that about not one jot or tittle? Do you notice the historical significance behind that? Oh, Matthew 7:12, the golden rule. Did you know that was one of the rabbis? He said that first. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, we got a job. We got to turn these people from being lawless into being lawful. Because guess what? At the end of the day, we do not want the Most High to tell them, depart from me, ye work of iniquity, I never knew you. I do not want him to say that to my family and to my friends and to my coworkers. Well, no, I always I don't want him to say, I don't want nobody to go, because they're gonna be in torture. But brother, also too, May 24th, Sunday, May 24th, I will be coming on. Also, we got a special teaching for you today that was only like 12 minutes before I came. Not a prequel. It's called Adam and the Commandments. Just something that the Most High shared with me. But so I gave it to y'all. It's real quick. It ain't 2 hours like this, so y'all can get through it. Even though a lot of people saw Michael Jackson movie, they weren't sleeping and they weren't sleeping in it. They weren't sleeping in it. They was to my body now. He said, don't blame it on the sunlight. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on a good time. Blame it on the boogie. They ain't fall asleep to that. They ain't get up and go to the bathroom on that, did they? No, I'm trying to tell you, man. Mama J. Pope said, sing on. We got to listen to the elder rest. But hey, thank y'all for coming on in today. Josh, give us a parting word if you got it. If you don't, hey, don't feel too bad, brother. The Most High give it to you next time.
Hallelujah.
Oh, amen. Oh, okay. I thought he was Barry White in there. Amen. We live on my shoulders. But brothers and sisters, if you got a prayer request, Bible question, boy, I had a boatload of questions this week. I said, why are they asking all these questions when I'm working 2 12-hour days this week? But I don't have a problem. I love it. It tests my Bible knowledge that I'm able to. It was probably about, it could have been close to 10 questions this week. I said, but I like it. Sometimes they've been real light lately, 2 and 3, Mate, what time? I'll let y'all know next week. I'll let you know next week. So, but no, that is next week, ain't it? What's just? Oh no, it's in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, boy. Y'all know my time all mixed up. But thank y'all for coming in. We'll get to your prayer requests, Bible questions, prayer requests right away, Bible question. Thank everybody for tuning in. Thank everybody for everything they have done for this ministry. Don't think that I don't appreciate it, because I do. Without you guys, there is no ministry. I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. All praises to the Most High for everybody for your kind comments. No. Hallelujah. We out. We are out. Love everybody. Love everybody. Let me make sure, so if anybody came in late, I got them. I see Sophia. Even though I said you. But Sophia, it's good to see your one in that comment section, good sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, yeah, everybody. Love and appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all for listening to old Rusty Dusty Brother Ronnie. Appreciate you. Hallelujah. We are out. Enjoy the rest of your Sabbath day.